Starting off with the surface analysis chart, we can see low pressure systems in North and South California, on the border of Utah and Colorado, Wyoming, northeast corner of New Mexico, Iowa, and the border between Missouri and Illinois. High pressure systems can be noted in Arizona, New Mexico, Wyoming, South Dakota, and the coast of Maine and Virginia. There's a cold front across Montana and North Dakota, as well as a stationary front in the Midwest and a cold front in the southeast. Places with green have light rain and places with yellow are moderate rain. At 2,498 feet, there is high humidity off the west and east coast, over the southeast, spreading over parts of the northwest and some of Texas. At 18,289 feet, we see high humidity over the states I circled in red. At 38,662 feet, we can see strong wind going west to east across the northern U.S., and a patch of strong wind going east across Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. The strongest winds will be in the pink. Here we can see the amount of albedo being reflected across the United States. The thunderstorms reflect the most because those are the thickest clouds and thus show up the widest. As we can see from the scale at the bottom, the darker oranges indicate warmer temperatures and the darker blues indicate colder temperatures. Those areas of colder temperatures indicate thunderstorms. What is most important to note on this low-level water vapor chart are the areas with blue, because that is where the thunderstorms could be, especially noting the chunks of blue around Illinois, the southwest, the southeast, and North and South Dakota. There's general risk for severe thunderstorms everywhere on the map that's in orange. Marginal risk is in blue and is in Illinois, Missouri, and North Dakota. North Dakota also has some green, indicating a slight risk for severe thunderstorms. In the red, we can see IFR along the west coast, around west Nebraska, around parts of Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Illinois, around the border between Alabama and Georgia, and the coast of Maine. In purple, we see mountain obscuration around Wyoming and Colorado, and around Maine. In light blue, we can see icing in Arizona and around Wyoming and Colorado. And in green, we can see high turbulence around North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota, and around Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and West Virginia. Pilots have reported turbulence everywhere that has a green triangle symbol, with many reports of turbulence around the Midwest and East Coast. The filled-in purple circles show places that pilots reported overcast skies, and there were reports of icing in Nevada, Ohio, and Georgia. Here we can see the freezing levels over the United States. Both the top of the country, sectioned off by the blue line, southern Texas, and the tip of Florida, sectioned off by a blue line, have freezing levels of 16,000 feet. Looking at Grand Forks Airport, the temperature is 77 degrees Fahrenheit, the dew point is 55 degrees Fahrenheit, wind is coming from the west at about 10 knots, few clouds, sea level pressure 1015.4. There is no precipitation in Grand Forks right now. Winds from the west at 12 knots, gusting 21, visibility at least 10, few clouds at 4,500 feet, few clouds at 20,000 feet, altimeter 29.99. Around Michigan and Illinois, ceiling 1,000 to 3,000 and/or visibility 3 to 5 miles. On the west coast and the coast of Maine, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts, ceiling less than 1,000 and/or visibility less than 3 months. The dashed green lines indicate freezing level above mean sea level. The red lines indicate cumulonimbus or thunderstorm clouds. You can see them around West Virginia and the bordering states, as well as the southern coast near Florida. The areas of the country in orange have a general risk of having thunderstorms. The areas with black in Wyoming, South Dakota, Nebraska, Michigan, and New York have a marginal risk of severe thunderstorm. Everywhere in color has at least a 10% chance of thunderstorm within the next 24 hours, with the orange areas having at least 90% chance. 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. local time. Wind from the northwest at 15 knots, gusting to 23 knots. Visibility at least 10 statute miles. Few clouds at 20,000 feet AGL. 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Wind from the west at 11 knots. Visibility at least 6. Clear sky. 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Wind from the northwest at 10. Wind from the northwest at 9 knots. Visibility at least 6. clear skies. 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. Wind from the northwest at 12 knots. Visibility 6 or more. Ceiling scattered clouds at 7,000 feet.